Welcome, everyone. Man, oh man, what a Super Bowl upset it was! I did not expect it that bad of a beating. David Hoffman, do you mind getting off your phone here? Please focus, please. You're very distracted over there. Um, uh,
God.
what a Super Bowl was! I know Tony was crying. I won't say it yet because we got to get the show started. I hope everybody had a great Super Bowl. Make sure you guys like it, share, and subscribe to the video. Tony, how you doing over there, buddy? Do not get into specifics yet. How you doing?
I'm great. I don't know what the hell I'd be crying about, but I'm
Okay,
fine.
that's enough. Then we got my buddy David over there. How you doing?
I'm doing tremendous. We're getting a snowstorm tonight. Hopefully it'll be remote tomorrow.
Nah, there's
It's
no
three
snow
inches.
coming tonight.
It's 3 inches,
Really?
bro.
It's
Okay.
only about an inch shorter than you.
I knew that was coming.
I really hate this guy. I really hate him. Oh man, what a Super Bowl it was.
What a Super Bowl
Patrick,
it was.
it was
That was
shocking.
the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
I mean, I feel like I'm living in a nightmare. What I didn't want to happen happened. I really did not see what
Oh.
happened. David, what's your take on the Super Bowl, buddy? I'm gonna go with you first.
Listen, Mahomes, he is a great QB. Awesome. That was the worst performance I have ever seen in my life. Not just regular season, in my life, than what Patrick Mahomes did in that first half. Yes, he had pressure in his face. Dude, even the times he had no pressure in his face, he stepped up in the pocket where the pressure was coming. If I was sitting there and I'm like, listen, I played college football before. They're in the NFL. They're way ahead of me. They're better than me. Yes. But some of the things he was doing, it just puzzled me. He didn't set his feet when he threw any ball. He was the pressure got to him way too much. And I also think personally, I think he got a concussion on that first drive. I don't know if you guys saw his head smashed the turf. I don't know if you guys saw that on that third
We
down.
did. We did.
So I just, and this is what I've been saying all year on the show. You build your team from your offensive line and your defensive line. And look what happened. The Eagles had pressure on every single play. Mahomes is a beast, one of the greatest of all time, 100% still.
Oh,
But
no,
that,
no, no. Let's end that conversation. He's definitely not in the GOAT conversation no more.
no, I didn't say he was the best. I said one. There's several, dude, he has 3 Super Bowls. He's up there. He has higher than, and he's young. Dude, he's going to be another probably 2 Super Bowls by the time he retires. Right? If he wins them or not, there's a whole nother story. But
I mean, then it doesn't matter if he's in them or not. If you don't win them, nobody cares.
the one thing I will say, though, his kryptonite is definitely Tom Brady. Tom Brady, what did he do? He announced the Super Bowl, and that's why they lost too. But I'm more pissed because Eagles won. I wanted the Chiefs to win just for that reason. But all my Philly friends who were texting me nonstop during the game, yeah, in Atlantic City, you guys could talk shit to me. I'll let it happen. But don't let it be like a 5 year thing like you did before. I'm done.
Uh, Tony, I feel like you look very sad up there. Buddy, what would you take on the Super Bowl? And please do not get to that player yet, because we're gonna get to him. Okay, don't go in depth with it. Okay, stop.
Who, Saquon?
Go to hell, jackass. You are a jackass.
Um, I'm gonna actually start from the absolute beginning, if that's okay from with you guys.
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
This
Okay, bro.
arguably in my mind had to be the worst Super Bowl I've ever seen in my life.
Uh, what about the Seahawks and the Broncos one at MetLife Stadium?
Yeah, fact. That was the worst of the worst.
That was the worst. Dude, it was 50 to like 8.
No, it's 43-8. I remember that. I'm diehard Seahawks fan.
No,
Oh,
no,
so
I'm
no.
not. I'm not talking about score. I'm talking about overall.
Oh,
Start
perform.
starting with
What's the worst
starting with the
performance I've ever seen in my life?
Yeah, starting with the performances. Listen, I understand you're New Orleans, and New Orleans is a jazz city. Fine, America the Beautiful. You want to do, a jazz rendition? Fine. I gotta be honest. I think the national anthem should be as classic as it should be. Don't add extra words to it. Don't, so I didn't like that. I gotta be honest. I knew going ahead of time, that this halftime show was gonna suck. so I purposely didn't watch it.
Right. You're not like us. You're not like us.
Um,
Yeah.
That was great,
Yeah.
actually.
Also, usually, there's two or three commercials that make me crack up almost every year. I gotta be honest, I don't think there was one. So that's just rounding up the stupid side of the Super Bowl. And you know what? That's not the stupid side because you want to know what? Some of the greatest Super Bowl memories I have, or probably the greatest Super Bowl of all time, and the Giants weren't even playing in it. Whitney Houston did the national anthem,
That
and
was a good one.
Michael Jackson did the halftime show. That was easily the greatest Super Bowl performances ever.
Yeah.
Um,
Those two legends right there in their possession. May
yeah,
they rest in peace.
the
Both rest in peace
the
in heaven.
the game itself. Here's my take, and once again, I told you guys last week I don't like to speculate, but it does make you think. So, can we all agree that the refs gave the Kansas City Chiefs quite a bit of games this year? Can, can
Yeah, of
we can we be
course.
honest with
Yeah.
ourselves?
Okay, yeah.
So without the refs really interfering after, except for that first play, which once again I'm not going to call that much of an interference because when I saw it, at the first time I thought he pushed off.
He
You know,
did. He put his hand on the face mask
Yeah,
twice. You
so
can't do
I
that.
Yeah.
thought it was a push off. I know Tom Brady was like, "Oh no, 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 I'm going." In real time, it was a
If
push
he did
off.
it once, I think they would have let it slide. But the fact that he pushed it twice, I think that's what set it
Yeah.
off.
But
You know what stupid Tony, not to cut you over penalty. You know what I also thought was a stupid penalty is when their safety jumped up in the air and he had no control with where his head's gonna go and hit the guy. They called a pass what do you call it? Not targeting defensive hit, whatever that penalty, that 15-yard clap. I mean the dude had no control of his helmet. He could not control where his head was gonna go. Let's continue, Tony.
but once again, the refs had no bearing on this game, and look what happened. The Chiefs got their asses handed to them. So I mean, was this the real Chiefs team that was there all season long and didn't get the help from the referees?
Dude, the
Yeah, they
Bills should
play,
have. The
yeah, they
Bills should
played
have.
terrible. Yeah, they played terrible. Um, And then, I'm going to talk about this running back, not the one you're worried about, Omer. Why aren't you not handing off to Pacheco? Pacheco's a damn good running back.
They threw way too much, man.
Why are you not handing off to Pacheco? He's a damn good running back. Yeah, you were down very, very quickly in this game, but I mean, to abandon the run altogether, especially when Mahomes looks like he doesn't have it, and he's doing all these kinds of passes. First off, dude, you're not your dad. You don't play for the Mets like your dad did. You play football. So, I mean that's my take on it. I picked the Eagles to win, so I'm not too upset about it because that's who I chose. Um, Even though I hated it, I hated saying those words. Um. But once we're done, yeah, I do want to hit on more of Philadelphia disgusting fans that they are once we're
Okay,
done.
okay, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. No,
Yeah,
we're gonna
once we're
get the
done,
Tony.
yeah.
We're gonna get the Tony. My thing with this game was they the Eagles defensive line, wow. They did not blitz their linebackers once.
No,
That was
they didn't
all
have
their
to.
linemen, bro. All their linemen. And the fact that they have a chance to get Miles Garrett is just scary. My thing was they pulled what Tampa Bay did again when they played the Chiefs. What did Tampa Bay do when they played Mahomes? They
Pressured
rushed
them.
him. They pressured him. They made him run for his life. He couldn't get the ball to Kelsey, to Hill or Kelsey at the time. What did the Eagles do? They did the same exact thing. They pressured Mahomes. If you pressure Mahomes, he cannot throw the ball. That's why offensive line is very important because they're the one that protect the guy, and the offensive line was nowhere to be found. Jalen Carter was on fire. Defense was getting a pick six. After I saw that pick six, I knew the game was over. I mean, at that point, the game was over. Yeah, they should have rushed the ball. And my worst nightmare came true. The stupid Eagles are the Lombardi host. They hold the trophy.
Let me ask you guys a question. Is this the first time in NFL Super Bowl history that a backup quarterback came in?
Uh,
No,
Not
no,
not not
that
because
that happened in
not
the
because due to
second.
injury. I'm talking about because the other
yeah,
team
Seattle
just
did
being
that.
blown out.
Yeah, Seattle did that.
Oh, they
Seattle
did?
did that
Okay.
Yeah.
when they were blowing out the Denver. They did that. They took the whole started that, and I like that idea. If you already have a lead, why you guys started in there? That's the backup
That
guys play. They're never gonna play the Super Bowl again.
they're already starting for next year, man. I'm telling
Yeah,
you. Why would you want to get hurt like worse? I mean, he's been banged up the whole playoffs. So,
And let's
yeah.
say this, man, that was probably arguably Jalen Hurts' best game of the season.
dude,
Uh,
he filled out the stat line in every stat.
yeah. So I mean, that was arguably his best game of the season. Not the playoffs, the entire season.
Dude, he threw some good ball. I gotta give it to him. Like, I'm an Eagles hater, but I gotta give it to him, man. He threw some nice balls, like in places that like the defender couldn't even perfect
Okay.
coverage. He still dropped it in the breadbasket.
Yeah, without that. So now my next question, guys. Let's stay on the Eagles. Tony, I know you're gonna hate me, bro. You might not talk to me for the whole year. Should the Giants, not the Giants fan base, should the Giants feel awful about the Saquon and the Eagles and letting Saquon go and walking towards the Eagles and winning a Lombardi trophy and breaking the record? So he did break the record this past weekend. David, I'm gonna go with you first.
What record did he break?
He broke
He
Terrell
broke
Davis's record.
he
And
broke the
the only
record.
reason why he broke it is because he played more games than Terrell Davis, FYI. If
Yeah.
you really want to get technical.
Okay,
Um,
that's good to know.
yeah. Listen, I'm not like one of those haters. Saquon wouldn't have done anything in the Giants. Honestly, we would have probably franchised him anyway. He would have came back, and then what would have happened? Like the Giants would have won 6 games instead of 3? Like who cares, dude? He would have honestly it would have been a hit to our freaking cap anyway. Let him go, man. Like listen, they said a great point on Sports Talk Radio. They said the biggest draft mistake of the Giants' career is not taking Daniel Jones. That isn't. It was taking Saquon Barkley. That was the biggest mistake the Giants did in their draft history. And the only reason why you never take a running back top 5. And the Giants had a chance to trade back to get multiple picks that they needed. Instead, they took Saquon.
Okay. John Paul, Tony, what do you think, buddy?
So Boomer Esiason, believe it or not, said something very good yesterday on the radio, and I usually don't agree with Boomer on a lot of things, but it's absolutely true. So Joe Shane actually had to do the correct GM thing. He didn't have to, he didn't listen to John Mara for a particular reason. The Giants had a lot more holes to fix than the running back position. If they would have tied up that money in Saquon, they couldn't have fixed any of those holes. And I'll be honest with you, I mean, what production did we lose? We didn't lose much production. Tyrone Tracy came in and killed it.
Yeah, but you can't compare Saquon to him.
I
Yeah.
can't, but I mean, look at the
We
past
saved money. Money wise.
yeah, money wise
Money-wise,
we saved,
yes.
but look at the past 3 years production.
I agree. I agree.
Look at the past 3 years production. I mean, this is Saquon's first year in 4 years being healthy for an entire season.
Dude, he has the best offensive line in the NFL. He's gonna get yards. He's a great running back. He is one of the top running backs in the league. You put a good offensive line with the top 2 or 3 running back in the NFL. What do you think's gonna happen?
Well, I mean, let's go back to when Dallas had the best running game.
DeMarco Murray was on fire.
DeMarco Murray, but once DeMarco Murray left the Cowboys, what happened?
They got Ezekiel Elliott, and now he was on fire.
What happened once he left the Cowboys?
The Cowboys.
The offensive line got broken up.
He went to Philly.
And what did he do?
Nothing.
He did nothing.
Nothing. Why? Because at the time, Philly had a terrible offensive line. So offensive line, you're absolutely right, David, means everything and anything.
Offensive line and defensive line I fight with so many people on this. Offensive line, they're not involved in the play. If you can't protect the quarterback, I don't care if you have the worst. Let's be honest here. Hurts isn't even a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. He looks like one because of his offensive line.
I mean, he played like one on Sunday. Absolutely, he had a great game.
Oh, he was
the rest of the season, absolutely not.
But let's be honest here. You need a good offensive line to protect, and you need a good defensive line to get pressure. That's why I'm not trying to jump the gun a little bit, but that's why the Giants If they get a good pass rusher in Abdul Carter or Mason Graham for the defensive line, I would not be mad. You can never have too many pass rushers because the Eagles have like a 8-man rotation and they're all solid. They're all solid. But that's why I hope the Giants understand. Don't take the best skilled person. Take the best player that you could possibly take, regardless of position, because they will find a position for them. And the Giants they're gonna say, oh, the Giants have too many pass rushers. We have Thibodeau, we got Alari, we got Burns. Listen, you cannot have too many pass rushers. You can make packages for people like that. And Abdul Carter of Penn State, he is going to be an absolute beast in the NFL. He played one arm in the freaking NCAA playoffs, and he still got 2 to 3 sacks. He had one arm. He couldn't move his arm.
Yeah,
How did the Eagles win the game? All kidding aside,
you would take him at number 3?
Yes, 100. And you know how many teams are going to trade up to get him? He runs like a 4-3-4, like I think it was like a 4-4-4-5 40. He's a defensive end.
You wouldn't take the 5'2" player from Louisiana?
Who?
Not Louisiana.
Travis Hunter.
Yeah, Travis Hunter. That's who I'm thinking, and I'm thinking
the third most important position between the ones I said, besides quarterback. Everybody knows a quarterback's important, but corner. If you can't cover nobody, Eagles have a great secondary, and they're young. They are very.
No, they're not. Darius Slay's not young.
They're 2 rookies.
Oh yeah, but you said they're not. But there's some of them old. Darius Slay's like in his 9th, 10th season.
Yeah, and what's his name? Gardner is up there in age, but Cooper DeJean, rookie, and Mitchell is a rookie.
How did they not give the MVP to that kid?
Who, Cooper?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, he had what? 2 tackles, I think it was, or something?
And he had a pick six.
In the pick six.
Big
time pick six.
No, you got to give it to Hurts, dude.
What do you mean? They gave when Seattle played the what do you call it? Denver that year, they gave Malcolm Smith the MVP from that picture.
He also had a lot of tackles. He also won the game for him.
No, the whole defense won that. That was a whole.
Who had the fine? Who won that? How'd they win that game? Who had the?
Cam Chancellor had a pick six that game. Quincy Harvin had a.
What does that have to do with Malcolm Butler?
We're not talking about. We're talking about not Malcolm Butler. We're talking about Seahawks. Where the hell you got Malcolm Butler from?
Oh, I thought you meant the Seahawks Patriots one.
No, genius. That was a nightmare. Please don't. That's another whole nightmare I never want to talk about. I didn't want to go to school.
To end it off, I'm not mad at Saquon. I mean, good for you, man. You got yourself a Super Bowl championship. It is what it is. I mean, it's almost like me, right? I'm a big time Mets fan. If Jacob deGrom went somewhere and won a World Series title with somebody else, I wasn't going to be pissed off about it. He was our homegrown guy, and he wanted someplace else. He couldn't do it with us. It is what it is.
Okay.
I mean, that's what happens.
Yeah. Okay. I just definitely got to give props to Howie Roseman, man. That guy, he really changed the Eagle culture. I mean, he made so many picks out of Carson Wentz. They did a whole breakdown, excuse me, how many guys you got from that trade.
Yep, I saw that.
So I got to give props to Howie Roseman, man. This is the fruits of his crop, whatever that saying is. Guys, so what do you guys think is next for Mahomes now? Like, what do you think he has to do now?
I mean, you're gonna have to find out if Travis Kelce's staying or not. That's first thing. If he's staying, then you gotta. I think they need another decent wide receiver. And then you gotta protect Mahomes a little bit more on that offensive line. Otherwise, I mean, keep paying the refs. I don't know.
Dave, what do you think, buddy?
I mean, Tony hit it. Their offensive line was banged up to begin with. Their starting guard ended up playing left tackle. That was part of the problem of why they're getting so much pressure, too.
Yeah, but they actually already started with the fucking excuses. That Patrick Mahomes wasn't feeling very well. He ate some bad gumbo the night before, and I'm going first off.
The Eagles were sick too. The Eagles were sick.
When it comes to the food, I hate that excuse because it's a goddamn lie. Because I know the coaches hold those fuckers down, and they bring the entire teams cooking, with them in the whole 9 yards. They don't go out and eat. They purposely don't go out and eat. They make sure that whatever hotel they're in, it's completely catered by their own staff with their own shit that they've been cooking. So I don't buy that for a second.
Uh, they definitely need offensive line. They definitely need a wide receiver because DeAndre Hopkins tripped on his own feet twice, which I've never seen somebody do that twice in a game. Honestly, if I was the Chiefs, I would try and trade for Tyreek Hill back.
Yeah, I would definitely do that. If they get Hill back, I think that would definitely help the offense
Dude,
out.
with him and Mahomes together, they just click. They literally just they knew what they were doing and everything else. And honestly, if Kelsey retired, they're good. They got two good backup tight ends. They got Watson and they got Gray, who are both great. So I mean, that's not a position. They need corners too, though, because I mean, if you were watching, other than McDuffie, the other I forgot his name. The other Chiefs corner was getting cooked.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. All right.
And and listen, I mean, at the end of the day, Eagles have one of the best wide receiver combos in Smith and
But they just lost it. The Eagles just lost the offensive coordinator to the Saints. Kellen Moore accepted that job, which I don't know why he would do that. One to the Saints is like that team is in a blunder of its own.
dude. He has a veteran quarterback in Derek Carr. He could probably, dude.
Derek Carr's not gonna take a pay cut. They're gonna get rid of Derek Carr.
Well, they got freaking. He could pick whoever he wants. He could take a quarterback if he wants. Dude, there's so many quarterbacks in this draft, and they don't suck, but they're not as good as they
And
as.
there's a bunch of quarterbacks in the draft. There's a bunch of veterans that are going to be available.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is available. Who knows? He might go to the Saints.
Yeah,
Russell
DJ.
Wilson,
No matter what you feel about DJ, he's going to be available.
DJ,
Minnesota's not holding on to him.
DJ, Sam Darnold, Russell Wilson's gonna be out of there. The Steelers said
I
that.
heard that. Well, I don't know if you are we going to talk about the Giants or no?
Yeah, I heard about that. I hope that does not happen.
The,
I'm
the,
gonna
the
cry.
rumor is the Giants are trying to trade for not only Matt Stafford but Cooper Kupp. So it'll be Matt Stafford and Cooper Kupp to the Giants, and it would be a perfect fit because the Giants are losing Slayton. Slayton's not going to resign with the Giants. So now we have a wide receiver gap, and because we have Robinson and we have Neighbors.
There's two
Cooper
things
Kupp
bad
will
with that.
come right in.
There's two things bad with that pop. A, Cooper Cup is really gets injured a lot. B, your field sucks. So that's bad right there. Getting Cooper Cup would be stupid.
He's getting
You know what
paid. Who cares?
But he's also known for getting injured, buddy. Why would he want to pay a guy that's known to get injured? And then you guys have one of the worst fields in America.
So let me ask you a question.
Yes.
If you're going to make that argument about Cooper Kupp, why can't that argument still work for Saquon Barkley? Saquon Barkley was injury prone. Why should anybody have paid him?
I think Cooper Kupp missed less games than actually Saquon.
Seriously, if we're going to make that argument, it's the same exact argument.
Because
He's
then,
right.
like David said, he didn't have an offensive line to protect him. That's why Barkley didn't get
But
hit.
I think if Cooper Kupp does come to the Giants, I'm just being real. If he comes and he has Stafford come with him, Stafford has to come with him, the Giants have a chance. I'm not saying they're going to win it.
So
They
what the
have a
hell did I
chance.
miss? I didn't hear Stafford was.
Oh, dude, they just hired his brother-in-law, the Giants, as a coach.
Ah.
So it would need to be a trade. It would need to be a sign and trade because
a first round pick will be involved. They're not going to do that without
they're
a
not
first
doing
round
a
pick.
first round pick. It would be.
You can trade both of those two guys.
I think they said it would be a second and third round
Well,
pick.
to pick up Cooper Kupp's contract is a lot of freaking money. So
Yeah,
I mean, if the
when
Giants,
healthy, he's a top 10 receiver.
well, no, I'm saying if the Giants took the entire contract, that should be an even swap, just about.
The Giants need a Cooper Kupp because if for some reason they don't get Stafford, they need a young quarterback's going to come in. He needs an outlet because Neighbors might not always get Neighbors can't get the ball every play. Let's just be honest here. They need a safety outlet. Like Robinson gets those like 2 to 3 yard catches, and then it's run after the catch. Cooper Kupp runs such good routes that he'll toast somebody. You can't double cover Neighbors if you have Cooper Kupp. And if you do, good luck to you because then Cooper Kupp's going to have a freaking monster year. But it's all about what ifs. It didn't happen yet. hope it does because I don't want the Giants to draft a quarterback at number 3.
Okay. Let's see. I also heard Russell Wilson might be coming to you guys.
Yeah, I heard Russell Wilson. I think they said
Oh.
yeah, but they said it. They said Stafford's number 1 and Wilson's number 2 as of right now
Why couldn't Fields be number 2? Ugh.
because I think the Steelers are keeping him.
Steelers want to keep him, and because Russell and then what's his name, Martha Smith, did not get along because Russ was calling his own plays. I mean, his wife Seattle does love in New York. I will never buy a Russell Wilson jersey with the New York Giants ever. I would rather put a paper bag over my head. That would never happen. But I hope he doesn't sign to the New York Giants. I think he might go to the Raiders if we and I would peek out.
I mean, how much more time does this guy have?
And if he goes to the Giants, that would be not bad. That would be pretty smart too, because then Giants could try to get DK out of Seattle because DK might be on the trade block. And DK Metcalf is a monster. And you have Malik Neighbors on the other side. Your team's gonna be
we need a tall receiver.
Yeah.
So if it is DK, that makes a lot of sense. I would obviously, and he's a competitor. I just don't know if DK and Neighbors will get along.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta get him.
Is it Mike Evans?
No, Mike Evans is not going anywhere.
No. You guys deal. You got money.
I could have sworn this was the last of his 3-year contract, no?
No, he got a new contract this season. He got a new contract.
Okay, sorry.
Chris Godwin is out. Chris Godwin's going to be leaving.
Yeah, Godwin's a free agent.
And fun fact, Godwin is from Middletown, Delaware, where I live now.
Really? Oh, he went to Penn State, I know.
And a lot of my buddies where I work, they went to high school with Godwin. Fun fact. It's a small state in Delaware. Yeah. But
do you mind if I ask a question?
Yes.
It comes to the Hall of Fame, guys. You guys know what I'm going to ask.
Oh, Eli?
Was Eli snubbed?
Yes and no. I say yes.
I mean, yes and no. I'm not saying he's not he's definitely a Hall of Famer, but he's still a little fresh. There's a lot of guys that are way before him that have been waiting.
Sterling Shepard didn't deserve first-time ballot because his career was cut short. If he had the career and would have
Sterling Sharp?
Yeah. I mean, yes, yeah.
Sharp.
You said Sterling Shepard. Shepard, genius.
What? You said Sterling Shepard.
We know it's past your bedtime in his time. Don't wait.
Who? Sterling, what's his last name?
Sharp. You said Shepard.
Shepard.
Oh, Sharp, I meant, sorry.
Good job, genius.
His career got cut short because of injury. If he would have continued, he had a good year. He was one of the best. He was the number 1 receiver in the NFL at one point. So I mean, he was crushing it, but he got hurt and his career ended early. So I mean, Lord knows.
Can't we say the same exact thing for Victor Cruz? I mean, Victor
Cruz. You
Cruz.
can't compare the two. Tony, I'm a Giant fan.
I don't know, dude. I mean, Victor Cruz for 2 seasons. Victor Cruz for 2 seasons was arguably the best wide receiver in the league.
Sharp, nah. Sharp's a whole.
He had, unfortunately, his injuries limited his career.
The only difference is Sterling Sharp had Brett Favre throwing the ball.
Oh, absolutely.
So it's a little different.
Yeah. Well, let's see what happens, man. It's going to be an interesting offseason. All right. Tony, do the honors. Who won last week? And did I win the Super Bowl point thing?
Who won last week? There was one freaking game.
Yeah, it was one game.
So we did the point. We did the point difference.
Me and you picked the Eagles. You did 60 points, which I thought was going to be high, but it fell exactly on 60.
My ass, David.
What?
Why David gets your ass for?
That's because he called me crazy last week.
Listen, I thought it was a little high. I didn't,
Dude, first of all, the Chiefs
no one expected
BS touchdowns at the end.
Yeah, no one expected the Eagles to destroy Kansas City the way they did. And then once again, I mean, Kansas City got 14 garbage time points?
Yeah. I thought they were going to get 0 points. I mean, funny the fact, while we're talking about the Eagles, I coach basketball, and one of my guys, the moment I walked into the stadium I coach, all the people saw me in my Mahomes jersey. They made fun of me. Now I'm scared to go back because they might throw things at me.
So it's funny you mentioned that. I know for the past couple of weeks we've beat up on these folks. I'm going to continue to beat up on these folks. Philadelphia, you've got to do better.
Why? What happened?
Why? You guys won the Super Bowl, and the people of your city destroy Center City.
Yeah, David, focus.
It wasn't as bad as it was the time before. It wasn't even as close.
That's close to bad.
But and then Philadelphia, police department, how stupid are you to send your officers on motorbikes? Why would you send those poor guys, men and women on motorbikes to do crowd control? I don't get it. I don't get it. Why loot? Why steal? I mean, it's a time to celebrate. You want to drink, have a great time,
Bro,
fine.
they got the
But
light bulbs now. I saw
but
people
yeah,
with the
that's what I'm
light bulbs,
saying. Act an absolute
but
fool and
that's how they
destroy
are. Buddy,
destroy your city.
Tony, that's how they are. That's how they are every year. That's how they are when they win or lose. There's no changing them,
So
buddy.
that
That's the
makes
ego
it
culture.
acceptable.
It's not acceptable, buddy, but that's ego culture. You can't change it. Yeah, David, are you looking at the news over there, buddy? What happened? You looking at your stock market? Jackass.
He's looking at his
I'm
Bitcoin.
finding out if we.
He
I'm
owns
finding out
like
if I have to
50
go to the office
Bitcoin.
tomorrow. I'm finding out if I have to go to the office or if I'm remote tomorrow.
Poor baby has to go to office. Oh my god. But nah, but Tony, that's their culture. That's how they are. They are crazy fans. That's what they accepted. Buddy, there's no changing that, buddy.
It's not
Well, it's
it's
sure
not
as
it's
hell not
not
going to win a
crazy.
Sixers game.
It's not crazy. It's stupidity.
It is stupidity, but hey, that's what they love. They got the Super Bowl played on Friday. There's the same thing gonna happen again.
Dude, they won how many Super Bowls in how many years? They won two in for how many years? I mean, yeah,
6 years.
listen, let them go crazy. They haven't won anything besides that, other than if they
Yeah,
want to do
that
it for the
I don't
Phillies.
understand, but I mean, we're New Jersey guys. New Umir, you're New York. I mean, whether it be the Yankees who win, whether it be the Giants who
There's
win,
never been something like that for
no,
Yankees.
yeah,
it's
I'll agree with
unbelievable.
you there.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
unbelievably stupid. I mean, we are the city that doesn't sleep.
No, you know what's stupid? We're called the New York Giants. We play in New Jersey, but the parade's in New York City. That's stupid.
Yeah.
And it's funny,
Yeah.
they were like, what are they supposed to do? Go around MetLife Stadium?
I mean, you know what though? They could go down Broad Street in Newark.
That is true.
Yeah.
They
But
could go down Broad Street in
it's
Newark.
it's a tradition now. You got to go to New York. But that's like saying if the New Jersey Devils win a Stanley Cup, they're not going to go to freaking New York to have it.
No, no.
But they
So it
give their
makes
names out.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just once again
But
I just don't understand the destroying of your own city,
that's their culture. Buddy.
during a joyous occasion, you know what I mean? It's a joyous occasion. Why?
It is what it is. All right, viewers. Thank you so much for following us this season. We'll be back and sooner later. And make sure you guys like it, share, and subscribe to this video.